Yo, man. Yo, dude. So, when it came to that one scene, listen. First of all, hold on, wait. Backpedal. Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do Magi, the Kingdom of Magic, Episode 4 review. Okay, listen. Yo, this was hilarious. I'm sorry. This part... I mean, the main part of the episode was... Actually, well, no. There's no real main part. But still, either way. When it came to that one part where they're going after Aladdin's capture, which, by the way, I must say was pathetic. I'm just saying. It was like they had an advantage, and then the one guy, Orba, he was about to attack. Aladdin's like, he's like, oh no, he runs. And some other guy is like, don't you dare run. And fires a water cannon. It's over. I'm like, what? No. The Magi? No. I mean, granted, he has a child's body. I understand that. But still, no. No. You have defenses. What happened to your defenses? Seriously. But either way, when it came to the part where it was Aladdin and Hagrid, and then they're on the way there after they talk to Sinbad, Yamaraiha, and Sharkan, and they inform them about the situation. Sinbad says, "You want backup?" And he's like, "No, we got it under control. Everything's cool." And then so they said, "Okay, fine, that's good because we need to have because Shindoria has very good trade relations with the country of Artia." And of course, we found out early on, well, midway in the episode, that Artia has trouble with Magnostadt because Magnostadt is everywhere now. They have shit everywhere. Magic tools are probably from Magnostadt. When the Orba and like their boats that they have that go in the water, the symbol that they have in the the item that allows them to go in the water, it's also a Magnostadt symbol. So obviously Magnostadt is very relevant at this point in time. And what they're doing affects not just their country, but also the world. Duh. Or the immediate countries around them. Either way. Actually, no, the world. But basically, it was this part where it's Aladdin. He's sitting right next to Hagrid. And because he's noticed how he's gotten very good at using Zagan at a short amount of time. And he's like, so I see that you're pretty good with Zagan, good for you. And he's like, yeah, so. And then Aladdin is like, so, can you, the thing, the full-on djinn equip. Can you teach me how to do that? Or, like, do you know how to do that? And then, Hagrid, he has this ridiculous face. He's like, son. Straight up dicking, dude. Yeah, it was funny, man. I would use the clip, but, last season, I got a shit ton of copyright strikes from, like, I think it was Sony Music when it came to the first season of Magi. So, I haven't gotten them since, but I think using a clip from Magi had to be too much. So, either way. But, like, you guys can see it for yourself. I'll put the link to the episode on Crunchyroll, and then you guys can see it for yourself. But I think you need to, like, pay, or either that, or... Because they have a clip, and then the guys who live in Europe can't see it. So, you're better off just Google Magi Kingdom of Magic and watch the episode, and when you get to that part, like, you're gonna laugh. Because, I mean, I just died laughing. Because I had to, like, rewatch it, like, 4 times over, like, that one part. It was funny as all hell. But when it came to the main parts of the episode, there's 3 main parts. The first part is the initial assault of the pirates and how they serve an individual by the name of Almadora. Now, I think that's how you say it, or Almadora. I don't know, because you have to understand, right? Please understand this, okay? I am an English-speaking individual, and I'm trying to third-hand pronounce Arabic from Japanese people. It's not exactly an easy task here, okay? Cut me some slack. But either way, I'm going to call her Medora. And Medora, because I got a lot of slack for that last season of Magi. People were like, oh, you're saying it wrong, dude. And I'm like, I don't know. Are they saying it right? I don't know. But either way, the thing about this is that Hagrid was on point. Aladdin looked like a straight up bitch. I'll be honest. Morgiana doing her thing as usual. Alibaba right? Very meh. He's been very meh as of late. But Hakuryu was devastated. He was pulling out wood dragons. I'm like, oh, Hashirama would be proud. He's pulling out wood dragons. And they're like, yeah. And they're just taking out all these kids that serve Madara. And I'm like, dude. And even before then, when they got blasted into the water, he used the roots on his arm to actually grab Alibaba and Morgiana to put them back on shore. Actually tapped the wood on the boat, and he's able to manipulate that wood and use them as like defensive walls. Then he made wood dragons out of his arm. I'm like, Hakuryu is on point with the wood. He's on point with the wood and plants in general. That's Hakuryu's thing. It's plants in general. And later on, it gets like, whoa, with this guy. But Hakuryu's devastated. And mind you, all this in a short amount of time. And in that funny little skit with Alibaba, he's hinted that he's gone somewhere when it comes to his full Jin equip. Now, granted, Alibaba, he hasn't been that successful because there's been a change in his Magoi. And that change he hasn't adjusted to. In fact, he wasn't even aware of initially. So, unless he can adapt to that change, he won't propel that much when it comes to his control and his growth of ability. But in the case of Hakuryu, this guy has spite. I mean, this guy is skilled. He's very skilled. Even when it came to using the roots of this pea grass and like very long roots, he was able to put the seed in one of the cargo that they stole, and they were able to actually track the location of the pirates' base by using these roots. Hakuryu's on point. And he did all this by simply using Magoi control. And he didn't spend a lot of time with these Magoi manipulators. I think maybe like a few months or a few years, but he learned enough to actually do all of this. So if Alibaba can actually learn this kind of Magoi control, he can maybe do a lot of like crazy fire stuff. But obviously, there's a huge difference when it comes to Magoi manipulation and skill. When it comes to Hakuryu and Alibaba. And Hakuryu's on point. Hakuryu's just phenomenal at this point in time. And then when it came, so that was the main part number one. Just seeing Hakuryu do his thing against the pirates, seeing how skilled he is. Even his hand-to-hand skills are looking a lot better. At first, when they were in Zagan's dungeon, he seemed to lack any confidence. He seemed to lack, you know, he just seemed to lack a lot of the combat necessities. In fact, Alibaba and Aladdin, they were on like pretty much guard duty when it came to Hakuryu. But now it's like the complete reverse. Now it's like, Hakuryu, I got it. I'm a one-man show. I'm a one-man show. That's it. I'm the big, well, it's the big, like, that's it. That's all me, man. And you're like, dude. Like, whoa, that's a huge character, you know, change. After you got Zagan, his confidence spiked. And this guy's good to go. So that's pretty cool. And we can also see that he's actually mastered his left arm for a little bit here. Or at least in great detail. The next thing is basically the whole reinforcement of, or well, I guess I should say the reintroduction. There we go. Of this whole, the royal family are much better off, and if it were their children being captured by Amador and the pirates, then the actual navy of the Atia country would care a lot more, and they actually make a lot more effort to actually get those children back. But since the children that are being captured are poor, and they are, you know, children of poor families and that kind of stuff, people from the slums, they don't give a damn. They don't give a fuck. I say, oh, okay, well, the poor kids got captured, too bad. Deuces. And, like, they walk on. And the only reason why they're listening now is because, of course, Alibaba, Morgiana, and Hakuryu are getting involved. And they decided themselves to go ahead and be the ones to save these kids. And the thing about that that's very intriguing is the navy of the Atia country. They were very powerful within this port area, but they had to spend, or they had to take a lot of their troops up north because Magnostadt is doing crazy stuff. Magnostadt. Like right now, the spotlight of the world, all eyes are on Magnostadt. Because they're just doing stuff. I mean, after all, they're the ones who took out the Mustachim dynasty. And of course, that one girl, what was her name? Wow, what was her name? Whoa, what was her name? The one girl who just recently died. She was the Mustachim princess. I forgot her name completely. She was a relic of that dynasty. What was her damn? Oh, okay, forgot her name. Doesn't matter. Now, when it comes to the end part of the episode, basically it's just showing the location of the pirates, showing the individual, Aomadora. She is evil. That's obvious. That is so. Listen, that's so obvious. Look at her eyes. Look at her eyes. Look at that bright red lipstick. She's evil. She is evil. She has horns. Now, granted, it's probably an attire, but I don't care. She's evil. She's obvious. She's evil. That's very, very obvious. And she is clearly, when Alan told her that there were kids collapsing because they had expended some of their, because they had used up so much of their Magoi to lift this boat up. And mind you, I'm pretty sure that kids have far less Magoi than adults. That's why there are so many kids around the item itself. She didn't care. She was like, oh my god, really? Oh, and like, no, she was like, and Alba's like, no, we should die for it. And she's like, yeah, it's cool, yeah. And she's playing like this one kid like a cat. Like she's Dr. Evil. Come on, she is evil. She's evil. And Alba's like her mini-me. Mini-me. Straight up, dude. She's evil. She's evil. We all know she's evil. I don't trust a bitch. And that's it. So, and of course, they get thrown in there by Morgiana. After they track her, Morgiana, of course, power. She throws in Alibaba. She throws in Hakuyu. She runs herself like, yeah, funnelist. And then they're right in there. So, the episode rating overall. When it came to the animation, on point. On point. I mean, like, super on point. Again, when it came to the Wood Dragons, Hashirama would be proud. It was good animation overall. When it came to the pacing, they actually had 3 nice, well-structured parts. 3. That was it. And those parts, they spent like 9 minutes here, 9 minutes there, 9 minutes there. It was good. And the rest of it was divided up amongst like miscellaneous stuff, like talking to Sinbad and Sharkan and Yanraya and that stuff. That was good. And when it came to story progression, they got to the port city of Artia, but now they're leaving to go and take out the pirates and save the kids. But the pirates are the kids. So that may lead to some conflict later on because these kids are very adamant about staying with Amador because they get food. And when they're in the poor area, they don't get food. So there's kind of a conflict here. There's a conflict of interest where even though they have their parents and their parents care about them, with this evil bitch, they get food, they get shelter, they get all the necessities of life. Where if they were with their parents, they wouldn't necessarily get those comforts, those necessities in life, like water. So that's good. That was actually, so that part was also very good. So when it came to story progression, overall, I thought it was actually great. So the episode rating overall, I'm going to give it a good plus. Yeah, it was a good plus episode of Magi. And I'll leave it at that, so King Lightning. Be sure to, of course, rate, comment, and subscribe as always. Peace. Have a nice day. Yo, and by the way, you see, yeah, Sinbad, King of Shindoria, back up. Yeah, that's right. That's right.